Welcome back. Breaking news all morning long, the fallout over a second fatal shooting in Minneapolis to the intensifying weather as foreign forces are also trying to undermine the U.S. Streaming now with more is the president of the Government Accountability Institute, Peter Schweizer, the author of the new book, The Invisible Coup, How American Elites and Foreign Powers Use Immigration as a Weapon. It is available right now. Peter, thanks very much for being here. Congratulations on the book. Before we get into what you've learned about Mexico and what you've reported in the book, do you believe there are any outside agitators on the ground right now in Minneapolis? And what is your reaction to a second fatal shooting at the hands of Border Patrol?
Yeah, no, I think the chaos in Minneapolis is absolutely horrifying, and I think that foreign actors benefit from that. Here's what we know. We know that foreign powers like Mexico are actively involved in organizing what they call the resistance to Donald Trump. That's not my words. That's what Mexican officials who live inside the United States say. A gentleman named Mr. Robles, who lives in Ontario, California, who serves in the Mexican parliament. He's a high-ranking Morena Party official in Mexico, went around the country in 2025 saying that he was organizing the militancy, his words, inside the United States, working with activist groups. And there are other officials, Mexican officials living in the United States saying the same thing. If you look on the ground in Minneapolis, there are a couple of groups that are very actively involved in the anti-ICE protests. One of them is in the same building as the Mexican consulate and has worked aggressively with them. It's called Clues. There's another organization called MIRAC that has also worked very closely with the Mexican consulate. So I think we need to look at the political activities and agitation that Mexico is engaged in the United States. Again, these are not my words, Maria. This is what Mexican officials, I quote in the book, are saying they are doing in the United States.
All right. I want to talk more about what you've learned and what you've reported in the book, particularly as it relates to Mexico, but also communist China. We'll take a break and come right back with that. I'm talking with Peter Schweizer here on Sunday Morning Futures. Stay with us. Peter, what else did you learn and report? What were your big takeaways out of this book?
Well, that we have been looking at immigration the wrong way. We viewed it primarily in terms of the economy and violent crime, which is very important. But the motivation of foreign actors is to weaponize immigration. So what do I mean? China has a very sophisticated program of exploiting birthright citizenship, and the Supreme Court's going to be hearing this case. That's the notion that if you happen to give birth to a child in the United States, that child will be an American citizen. Our federal government has no idea how many children are being minted as U.S. citizens using this technique, but China has looked into it. China has encouraged this. They've pushed it. The Chinese government believes that every year for the past 13 years, Maria, roughly 100,000 Chinese babies have been born in the United States that are then taken back to China, raised in China. When they turn 18, they're going to be U.S. citizens. They can vote in elections, donate to political campaigns, get government jobs. That's more than 1 million voters. Remember that 2016 election was settled by 80,000 votes. So it's a massive exploitation of our immigration laws. Other entities like the Muslim Brotherhood and the Mexican government are doing the same sort of thing.
These are such important points, Peter. Thanks very much for pointing it out in this new book. Congrats to you. Please come back soon, Peter. Peter Schweizer is the president of the Government Accountability Institute. Thank you.